Welcome to the channel. This is a 2022 Honda XR650L. First off, I want to give a thank you to Sean at Perfect Pitch Roofing and Exteriors for letting me borrow his bike today. If you're in the St. Louis surrounding area, I'll go ahead and put his website at the bottom of the screen, also in the pinned comment and the description. Once again, thank you, Sean. Let's get on the bike and let's go ride. I'd say one of my favorite things about this XR650L is just its simplicity. It just screams reliability. There's no fancy electronics, no traction control, no rider modes. Just an old school Dualsport, and it's a blast to ride. Just take a look at it. Got very classic styling. I think it's a very good looking motorcycle. This one has a couple mods done to it. I will list them in the description, and then I will also put it in the pinned comments. Very few changes to this motorcycle over the years. It's just been a workhorse of a motorcycle. Air cooled, amazing reliable engine, single cylinder. Just a very simple, no frills design. No fancy electronics or gadgets, just you in the motorcycle. It's been a long time since I rode one of these older singles, and I say older, but this is a newer bike. This is a 2022, but like I said, very few changes over the years, so it has an older classic feeling to it, but it's just, oh man, I just really miss this single. You feel every RPM. Another thing that I like about the XR is just its amazing aftermarket support. I mean, this bike has been out forever, so it's just anything that you can think of. Any problem that you have, there's somebody that makes a part that addresses it. I mean, as you see, this motorcycle has multiple mods, including the bars, the tank, the seat. Anyone that has a motorcycle can kind of understand this. It's a blast to ride it, but it's almost just as fun just doing small mods to it, just setting it up to be your personal motorcycle. Now, it depends what you want to do with your XR, but from the showroom floor, they're set up pretty well. I mean, it has a smaller tank and stuff like that. If you're just wanting a Dualsport adventure bike, you want to keep it simple, I think the XR is an amazing motorcycle. Carbureted and air cooled, it's hard to beat that in reliability. And I mean, listen to that. Oh yeah. thing sounds like a menace. One thing that I was actually very surprised on the way here, I was just riding some city streets just to get to the this trail here, and it performed really well. If you were considering just a commuter bike, throw some panniers on the back, and I think it would do really well. I took it, I don't know, about 60 miles on the back road, 55, 60, 65, felt really good, and it was just a blast to cruise on the back roads, and it was just a really fun ride. Not much of a fairing, but there are aftermarket options. It really surprised me how well the XR did on the street. I mean, this thing's got some torque too. The off-road capability of this bike is pretty amazing. I mean, it has a higher ground clearance. The suspension feels really nice. If you have an XR650L, tell me why you like it in the comments, and tell me if I missed something with this motorcycle. I don't have it for very long. So far, it's really impressed me. You know, I was talking earlier about the street capability. Yeah, it's great on the street. The gravel and single and double track is really where this XR is at home. The suspension feels really good. It feels like it's not gonna just bottom out. It could take some abuse. The higher ground clearance is very confidence inspiring. One thing I'm noticing though, with that higher ground clearance, it definitely feels like it sets pretty high, which is okay. It's not a big deal. You know, off-road, I believe the ground clearance is more important than that comfort on the street and just being able to put your foot down and not really worry about it. Even though I think this motorcycle does an amazing job on the road, off-road is just what this thing was built for. The torque that this motorcycle makes is really surprising. I mean, just a blip of that throttle and that rear end wants to come out. I mean, that's a blast. Yeah, definitely no ABS. Oh my gosh. Am I gonna have to buy one of these? Man, I just can't believe how dry it is here. This is normally all water. I mean, there's not an ounce of water in sight. This is wild. I'll put a clip of me passing that water crossing right there, and just keep in mind what it looks like right now. It is super dry. Next week, we are going to take off and do the Adventure Palooza. It's just kind of a ride across the state of Missouri. 4 different paths you can take, and they all end in Mexico, Missouri. If you're interested, I think the registration is actually closed already because the ride's in like 5 days, 2025. If you are in the Midwest area and you're looking for a badass ride, Adventure Palooza, check it out. I'll link their website. As you guys see, Big Gun exhaust. It's loud. The only single that I've ridden before this was my XR650, and it had stock exhaust. I guess I haven't ever had a single with exhaust because this thing, the noise that it makes is just insane. This XR just kind of floats over this stuff. I want to thank you for tuning in. I think this XR650L is an amazing dual sport. I've always wanted to ride one, and I think it's an awesome platform and one that's been out for a long time. I think that's pretty cool as well. Once again, I want to thank Sean at Perfect Pitch Roofing and Exteriors for letting me borrow his bike and ride it today. I will put his website in the description. I also have a 1,000 subscriber goal, so if you can hit subscribe and also like this video, Sheldon Rider out.